Hello and welcome to BW London podcast. Who would have thought I'd be making a part two? I did an initial video. I'll put it in the comments about a narcissistic mum that I don't know. She's from some form of YouTube celebrity. Well, I don't know who she is, but I know what I see when I see it. And on TikTok, I saw this video. If you haven't seen it, go to the end where I'll put it. Um, and then return back. Otherwise, if you have seen it, you may be as traumatized as I am. When I saw this video, I was triggered. I've been triggered for 2 days about it, and I thought, finally, let me just make a video about it. This is the textbook example of a narcissistic mother. The way she did her daughter dirty, and her daughter's face as she's going through it, the actual shock is so disturbing. And then the mum then plays back videos. All of that is at the end of this video. The mum then sends videos of her daughter just saying, yes, yes, no, no, I think it is. That no, she's not bothered by it. No, she's not traumatized by it, and so on, as if that makes the situation any better. These narcissistic mothers, NPD, is what it's called. It's a genuine personality disorder and it is rampant, especially in the black community among mums. And I don't know if it's because, well, I think a lot of them is because they came up, especially in Britain, they came up from the West Indies in a really harsh way. A lot of them didn't receive much emotional attention, they weren't loved. Um, I don't know how many of them, quite a few of them are actually fatherless because it's the generation before that that had their fathers. Um, these are cold women. They're jealous of their daughters. They're evil to their daughters. The mum actually says in a reply back, "How can I be jealous of my daughter when I look exactly like her?" What a thing to say! What a thing to say! Your daughter's young and you're old. What are you talking about? What is she talking about? Look at the filters that she used. Why is this even on TikTok? And the worst thing is her mum would be lapping up the attention, even the negative attention she'll be enjoying, which is why I haven't commented on the videos because even that's a good thing for her. These mums put their feelings first. And the thing is, they do not know what they're doing is wrong. They genuinely do not know. Her mum does think that her and her daughter have a close relationship. She does believe that, there's nothing wrong with what she did. And the thing is, eventually her daughter will cut her off. Her daughter will probably never speak to her again in life at some point, and her mum will play victim. And secretly, I'm like, do you know what? I know she doesn't know it now, and she had to suffer the humiliation of having her hair chopped off on camera. But guess what? You've got evidence. You've got evidence. You're going to have some kind of evidence to explain yourself as you get older because she will be affected. She will. Until this is repaired in her mind, she will attract people, friendships, male boyfriends, husband even, will be exactly like this mum. She's going to attract people that make her walk on eggshells and make her just stand in agreement, like when her mum's gaslighting her to show the public that she's not bothered about this video of her hair being chopped off. This daughter, do you know how many people in society have grown up with narcissistic and emotionally imbalanced parents and they have no idea why they are the way they are, why they have a feeling of hopelessness, why they don't feel like they're worth anything. And because it's emotional, you can't really connect with it. It's not like being sexually abused or being beaten where you know, right, this happened and this is the effect of it. This one, you don't even know. You don't even know that you're affected, or you don't even think you have the right to be. Your feeling of hopelessness is just random. A lot of these people are suicidal, if not commit suicide in the end. Like this is it's a topic in itself. But I just thought I had to share it because I was seriously triggered by it. I personally grew up with a mum with NPD, and they are the strangest kind of mothers. And I had an engulfing one, so she buys me everything. She continually loves bomb me, and she is a completely different person in public to who she was behind closed doors. She showed so much love, and she's funny, and everybody in the community likes her. But behind closed doors, she's mean to me. She always makes me feel insecure. She boasts about my achievements because you'll find people who have been brought up with emotionally imbalanced parents like this. They're high achievers, and she boasts of my achievements. I always got the best in everything, and then behind closed doors, it was nothing. It was scorned, and it was only I only ever achieved it because of her anyway. And it's the craziest thing because when you're in public, people have such a good perception of these people. They think so highly of them, and they have no idea what you're experiencing, and you have no idea what you're experiencing because the contradictions are too vast. They're too massive, so even you can't get it together in your head. Look, these parents are awful, and they don't love their children. They don't know how. I've been no contact with my mother since 2018, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. The balance in my own mind, the brain chemistry is just, it's never been greater. And the thing is, I probably, if I didn't have children, I probably would have remained in contact with her because I was basically her partner. But how it was affecting my children and the division it was creating between us made me finally get a hold of it. But if this is something that anybody has listened to with the similar experiences, there are tons of YouTube videos about this topic. I have engaged them in ways through my healing like none other. But narcissistic parents are a real thing. They're extremely damaging. They create a sense of hopelessness in their children, and their children will often attract similar people just like them. And nothing is repaired until you're made self-aware about it. And just finally, because you'll hear I hear like men mock the, oh, every woman's met a narcissist and so on and so on. The word has become so commercialized that for people that have truly experienced it, it is so damaging and also so like it's gaslighting. It feels like you're being gaslighted all over again because people that grow up with parents like that, yes, you will seek them and they will seek you. People who are personality disordered will find people that were brought up that way. Trust me, because they stink of it. You literally stink of it until you repair it. Facts. So I, in fact, employ what I believe to be a mother with NPD, or I used to. I've known her all my life since I was a little girl. Well, both little girls, to be honest. I was 12 when I met her. She was 14. We grew up in the same industry with the work that we do, and now she's been working for me since 2010 up until last year, October. And she has a daughter who turned 21 this year. And last year, summer, I always had an inkling that she was a lot like my mum. I could feel it and I sensed the emotional damage in her daughter. But, it's not my business because she's she's more somebody who works for me than she is somebody that I'd consider a friend. But the lines do cross. So during lockdown, we did a project in the summer, and don't know why I'm finding it so difficult to tell, but I find it so disturbing. And she wore some really ballroom type dresses for the project. And after the project was finished, because it was an online thing, she came upstairs and she said, "You never guess what?" And I was like, "What?" And she said, "These are my daughter's dresses." And I said, "Oh, okay." And then she said, "But she'll never look good like I do in them." What? What? Things changed with us since that day, especially because since that day I learned one day she came and told me that her daughter won't stop crying in her room and she doesn't know what's wrong with her. Maybe she needs therapy or something. And she was almost like blaming the daughter. It was just so identical to things I experienced growing up. And the daughter had actually got with quite an abusive boyfriend when she was somewhere between 18 and say 20. And I saw the mum do what my mum would often do, and that's support him and act like she's on her daughter's side. But as soon as her daughter's back is turned, she'll be talking about her actual daughter with the boyfriend. And even to this day, now that they're finished, she's constantly stalking the boyfriend on social media and making little comments. Obviously, her daughter wouldn't like to know that if she doesn't know already, but all these things are so similar to my mum. Like, listen, just like an anorexic person, a person with an eating disorder knows another one when they meet them, a criminal knows a criminal when they meet them, and so on and so forth. This is no different. I see these things almost instantly. I recognize it when I see it. I know when a toxic mother is at work. And actually, she messaged me not that long ago saying, in the summer of this year, saying, what did she ask me? Why have I done you something? Because I completely ignore her now. I just archived that. It was in WhatsApp. I just archived that. I'll never be speaking to that girl again. And as for her daughter, I just hope the best for her, and that she's very unindependent, because these mothers make you lose. They don't want you to be independent. That's one thing my mum always said to me. I effing hate how independent you are, and it's because they need you to be crippled. They'll try, and if they're either neglectful or really engulfing, and the engulfing kind try to do so much for you that you're unable to do for yourself, and that is their hope. And they leave their children with such a feeling of insecurity that they cannot live their own independent life, and anything they are doing independently, the child thinks that they're failing, the adult child, because they do become adults with the same feeling. Yeah, so it's a deep thing. All right. Well, yeah, I'll leave the actual video to play out. And like I said, if you have any experience with narcissistic parents, it's very triggering. Thanks for listening.
Important to be pretty than educated. More important to be a follow body than a leader, right? Okay. I'm not a parent who likes to use physical discipline. Come here, you gotta learn today, girl. No physical discipline. Mom, don't mom me. No. You had your warning. You had your chance. I told you to listen. I told you stop disobeying my rules. I told you being cute ain't shit if you have no education. I told you stop disobeying me. I told you to listen and do as you're supposed to. I told you to do good in school. I told you to do your daily routine, and you yet to even do any of it. And you thought you were disobeying me today and I was not coming to cut this hair off. You're sadly mistaken, because you thought being pretty was so much better than being educated or listening to your mom, right? Yes, this is what happens when you don't listen to your mom. The crazy thing is, today I had to do something that I really didn't want to do, but I had to do to teach my child a lesson. We try to be better than our parents, and I try really hard. What I'm doing right now is to make you a better person, right?
Yes.
How many times have I spoken to you about this?
A lot of times.
How many times have your teachers called me?
Multiple times.
How many times have you not handed in homework?
A few times.
How many times have you not listened? How many times have I told you when you're grounded not to do certain things and you're still doing them?
A lot of times.
Right. A lot of times, right? And I've been speaking to you about this for how long?
A year.
So today when I did what I did by cutting off your hair, you understand why I did it, right?
Yeah.
And you're learning from it, right?
Yeah.
And what did you learn?
I learned not to disrespect you and to listen to you.
And also?
And to do my homework.
Because school comes first, right?
Yeah.
And if you have no education, then you have nothing, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not listening in class and you're not behaving and you're
some weird comments like, oh, she's jealous of her kid. How the hell can you be jealous of someone who's your twin? She's literally identical to me. Eyebrows, ears, nose, mouth, teeth. Who's literally my identical twin.